Hey guys, welcome back to an interesting video in Wild Rift. So today we're back with a Xayah updated complete guide, of course for the latest patch 6.08 and onwards. So, of course before we really jump into it, don't forget to check out her basic guide that I'll put up in the cards above right now for her skills, leveling order, tips and tricks, as well as a couple of combos. But without further ado, let's jump straight into the build. So it's a pretty standard build. Basically, you want to start off with the Gluttonous Greaves for the early AD and the Omnivamp, and then of course first item is still going to be Bloodthirster. You get the huge amount of AD, extra stats when you're high on health, as well as the 10% physical vamp. And then you're going to go into Navori. Of course, Navori is going to give you lower cooldowns. This is especially important for both your W and your E, which are two of your main points of damage. Of course, Q cooldown being up more quickly is obviously going to be a plus point as well, but is not the most important part of Navori. And then we are going to go into your third item, and this is where you have a choice. So the choice comes in whether you want IE or whether you want Magnetic Blaster. So IE, of course, gives you um, a lot of AD and gives you additional crit damage. Now this also indirectly helps you burst people down faster because each of your auto attacks are going to be doing more damage. However, you also of course have a choice of Magnetic Blaster, which is of course over here. So with Magnetic Blaster, you actually get more attack speed, and of course you get the extra range as well as the static shift passive. So in terms of damage, in the long run, it's actually kind of similar because it's just whether you're attacking faster and lighter or slower and harder. But one benefit of Magnetic Blaster on Xayah in particular is simply the fact that with Xayah, you want to put down feathers, right? So with the blaster with faster attack speed, you can put down the feathers more quickly, which allows you to then combo more smoothly, and things like that. Now, personally, I've always been a fan of IE. I just love IE as an item in general. So generally, I like taking IE over Blaster, but you can, of course, go for Blaster as well. More reminder for the Armor Pen and the Grievous Wounds, no surprise there. The last item is going to be a defensive option. So here I have Maw as just the default. I mean, Maw is pretty much the best defensive item default as long as there is some sources of magic damage on the enemy team, because you get a huge amount of AD, especially for a defensive item. Of course, you also get all of the defensive stats. Other options for defensive items, of course, include things like GA, like Starex, things like that. And even like something like Twin Guard is possible as well, but I think it's unnecessary for Xayah. So for the runes, of course, Little Tempo for the additional attack speed as well as the additional attack range. We have Brutal, of course, just for the extra auto attack damage since you're an ADC. Giant Slayer to counter the tanks, and the health builders, I guess. Alacrity here is going to help you a lot. Help you out with getting your feathers down faster with more attack speed and give you more DPS. And we have Bone Plating for the defensive stats. And finally, for the spells, with Xayah, your main options are generally going to be either Ghost, or Cleanse. I rarely go Exhaust on Xayah because normally Exhaust is for assassins, and when Xayah gets jumped on by assassins, you can simply ult and just escape that way. So I don't normally go Exhaust on Xayah. Or Barrier for that matter, but basically your main options is between Cleanse as well as Ghost. Of course, I'm going to refer you guys to the video that I made on ADC spell choices that I put in the cards above right now. But with all that said, let's actually move on to talking about our gameplay. Okay, so now we're gonna jump into our gameplay. Of course, as usual, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Any questions, queries, remarks, feel free to drop them in the comments below, and I'll be sure to drop a like or address them. So here, as you guys know, I say this in every Xayah video, but you generally want to play Xayah into a melee team that wants to run into you. That's really where Xayah shines, and Xayah becomes an amazing champion. When you play it against the right champions. And I still think Xayah is S plus tier ADC. I still think that she is amazing. Even against ranged champions, it's not really that bad because you kind of force them to be zoned by the fact that you have feathers on the ground, because they cannot really fight between you and your feathers, and they're always going to have to be a little bit uncomfortable and have to reposition themselves. Even when I play against Xayah, I can get a little bit irritated sometimes just from having to reposition because of her feathers. In this game, of course, we have three melee champions. You have Xin Zhao, you have Mordekaiser, and you have Thresh, all of which want to get onto you. And we have Lissandra, who is not a melee champion, but who does want to jump onto you as well. Jhin, of course, is the only one that doesn't want to do so, so this is a pretty nice matchup for Xayah. So here, We get the root onto the Thresh. Now we're chasing him down, flashing forward. Here we can see we cleanse both the exhaust as well as Thresh's hook, which then allows us to finish him off. Now, of course, finishing off Jin is a different story. We're now in trouble, so we're gonna have to back away. Now we've gotten the kill, we've gotten what we came for. Ideally, what we want to do now is just push in the wave and back. Jin, however, has different ideas. However, he makes the mistake of overextending and getting punched by my minions. And because of that, we do win. Now you have to really take note that in the early levels, like levels 1 to 5, the minions do more damage than the champion, right? So when you're tanking minion damage, you're going to be taking, just a ton of damage, right? So if you ever flash forward into a minion wave to finish someone off, you have to be sure you can kill them within like a second or two and back off, depending on your health status. But in general, it's never really a good idea to do that if you're low, because it's more often than not going to work out for you. At best, you get a 1-for-1 trade. And at worst, you simply just die, which is exactly what happened to my friend the Jin here. So already 2 kills in pretty much the first like minute or so of the game. So that is pretty good start to the game, and also we got pretty lucky with the Jin there kind of making a mistake and kind of killing himself. But what I really would like to point out there is the cleanse usage, right? So I got exhausted and I didn't cleanse immediately, right? Because I knew that Thresh had spells and I knew he was gonna probably hook me, which is why I basically waited for him to channel the hook and then I cleansed the exhaust. And of course, cleansing gives you like 0.75 seconds of being immune to CC, which then of course helped me to cleanse the Thresh hook as well. As in when he hit me with the hook, I didn't actually get CC. It allowed me to chase him down with myself at full power because I'm no longer exhausted, and then I was able to kill him. And here I'm not sure what Jin's doing. You can see he walks straight into the whole bunch of feathers on the floor, gets instantly one-shot by the feathers, and he clearly was not paying attention. Now here Thresh gets a hook on me, shields himself, but does eventually die to the Morgana. So here we spot Lissandra on the way up, so we know that we gotta run here. No time to take out the ward, no time to get tower plates, nothing like that. Lissandra is going in for sure. You have 2 low HP people, so here I'm ulting just to make sure I'm not the main target. She ends up having to ult herself. I'm not sure if she meant to target the ult on me, and then because I went untargetable, she ended up ulting herself, or what was really the case here. But either way, both me and Morgana survive, and I would say that that's a huge win. We did trade ult for ult there, but essentially she ulted herself, I ulted, and we are both just safe, and we both just make it back home. So I'm completely, I'm completely fine with that. Here, I'm just going to quickly pick up some more items and head back out to the lane. So Xayah is one of those champions that when you get a lead, you can start to hurt. And even in games where you're behind, you are really good against the melees. But in games that you're ahead, you can really just run the ranged champions down as well, just because you are ahead of them and you do a lot more auto attack damage than what they do. Like here you can see, compared to Jin, he has a long sword, whereas I'm like a Vamp Scepter up on him, which is an entire item component, which does actually matter, in the laning phase. So yeah, so we're in a pretty nice spot. Our flash and cleanse are back up, so we're ready to go. Of course, all summoner spells in the bot lane are up except for Morgana's flash. Other than that, we're all good to go. Thresh has of course been missing for a while, which is why I'm pinging that he's missing. He might be on a roam somewhere else because he hasn't showed up. Or of course he could be in the bush. Turns out he was in the river. Not sure what he was exactly doing there. But maybe getting down some wards. So objectives are going to be spawning real soon. Of course, we are in a very, very good spot, and we do ideally want to go for Dragon, just because we are able to help our team out, with the Dragon. Whereas with the Herald, we can't really go all the way there. So Shen looks like he does kind of want to do the Dragon. I'm taking out this control ward on my way there. He's walking away now. I'm pinging that I'm on my way. Now he wants to do the Dragon, so that's exactly what we're going to do. We can see that the enemy team are on the Herald, or the Enchanted and Ensemble as it's now known, but I'm just going to call it the Herald, just easier. So here, we're trying to do it quickly. We are able to secure it, and here Thresh just gets chain CC by all of us, and here he escapes again, so I'm not going to let that happen. I'm going to run him down. Here I get exhausted. No need to cleanse that one, because I'm not going to really be able to kill Jin anyways. Victor, however, as well as Shen are now here, and they want to dive Jin. So the issue is that I have to kind of shove in the wave so that we are able to carry out the dive. But I realized that he's probably going to back, right? Which is exactly what he does. So it ends up being kind of a botched dive because we didn't really execute the dive anyway because he was able to escape through recalling under the tower, which is pretty unfortunate. I did kind of suspect he was going to do that, so I did go ahead and check, but he, he recalled in time, so we're not able to actually, do anything about it. Here we reset, get the Bloodthirster, and of course start building into our next item, which is of course going to be Navori with another longsword, getting another longsword here, just by weighting the base a little bit more. And yeah, now we're in a pretty strong position as Xayah. However, taking a look at the enemy team, we can see that Mordekaiser 2-0, he's doing really well. Lissandra is 2-2, she's doing decent, as well. Of course, we put the bot lane pretty far behind, but Xin Zhao will always kind of be an issue because obviously Xin Zhao is always going to be an issue for ranged champions, which is basically every ADC just because of his ultimate. So, the game's not won or anything like that, not even close. So here, Morgana's getting a little bit caught out, but she's fine because she has a black shield. Both teams are kind of almost completely even in gold. Thresh goes in on me. I'm going to pop the ulti, get the root down, run down the Thresh, take a little bit of damage from the Jhin here. Here I get hooked, and here unfortunately Jhin is taking a bunch of damage, and Jhin eventually does go down. And now we're going to just focus the tower. Thresh is really low, gets just hit by all of Morgana's damage, and Thresh actually just dies just like that, which is pretty funny. Because, yeah, I'm pretty sure Thresh didn't think he was going to die there, which is why he recalled in such a horrible position. To be honest, I didn't think Thresh would die to Morgana there either, considering Morgana has literally no items. However, turns out both me and probably Thresh were wrong, and Morgana was able to straight up just kill him. So a little bit of an embarrassing one for the Thresh there. But yeah, so here we're gonna head back out. No reason to head to top lane because tower is already gone. We're gonna go mid lane and try to shove it in. And by shove it in, I mean go ahead and get the tower. We have like 4 people here, but we don't have a wave. So top is unattended by both the Jhin and the Thresh, so we're okay to just stay mid and just force the tower because they're not getting our tower at top, right? So there's no reason to do anything about it. Here Victor gets a little bit caught out by the Thresh, but does get the black shield from Morgana, and now it's actually Lissandra that's getting a little bit caught out. Now I'm getting caught out because Xin Zhao comes in off the flank. Huge number of feathers here flashing forward, getting rid of the Lissandra, then going for the Thresh and the Jhin. Now Shen does give me the ult. We're going to chase down Xin Zhao. Jhin is able to escape on 1 HP. Chilling Smite comes down for the slow on Xin Zhao, allowing me to get the feathers down, pull them back, and get rid of him. Triple kill into my pocket, and I go legendary with an 8-0 scoreline. So we're definitely in a good spot here. Taking down the tower as well. And we're pretty happy. We're just going to go back. We're going to complete our Navori, and we're going to be in a good spot. So here I was kind of debating what to do next with my items, or should I change, my boots. I decided to go for i.e. I pick up the BF sword just after waiting a second. Now Jhin is pushing in the top lane, so I'm just going to take the Pearl there, and just based on the fact he can see me on the map, he should be backing off. But we're here to just collect the wave. We don't necessarily need to kill him here, but we do need to stop him from getting the tower, or ideally we want to stop him from getting the tower so they don't get the objective bounty. So that's exactly what we're going for here with this play. Now the next dragon is going to be coming out momentarily. Arshen's kind of on the wrong side of the map. Although he can't ult here, that's going to be a little bit of a waste of his ult, so hopefully he comes over soon. Now here is where the issue lies. So here I spot that they put a ward inside the pit, so I'm trying to hit the plant to stop it, and here Thresh engages on me. Lissandra does end up ulting me while I'm in my ult. Now I'm getting slowed down. I'm trying my best to run away, but Jhin somehow manages to hit me with, honestly I don't know what, might be his Q. But he hits me from downtown, and he does end up killing me and taking the shutdown. Now Victor here flashes in, kills the Thresh for a double, and now my team is gonna go for the dragon. Xin Zhao's still alive though, so a little bit dangerous. He's on mid lane, possibly gonna make his way here. Jhin now ulting Garen is just blocking all the shots, just tanking all of them. He's taking no damage whatsoever from Jhin, and we are able to pick up the dragon. Garen doing his job really well there, just to just to protect the dragon, ensure that no funny business can happen with the Jin ult. And thankfully Xin Zhao just decided straight up not to contest it. So here we're just going to quickly pick up this wave. My team is coming down to catch Mordekaiser. He's just picked up the Scorpion, so I'm assuming he's recalling on the Scorpion. So here I just launch my spells there. He's not there, so he must have actually completed his recall. Checking all the bushes, he's not in any of them, so he must have just completed the recall fast enough. Of course, you can recall and take the Scorpion at the same time, which must have been, what he did. So we're not able to really catch him out. Doesn't really matter too much though. Here, my team is making a play mid onto the Thresh. I get the root down on the Thresh. Thresh gets chain CC'd and eventually goes down after the Gargoyles. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I thought they nerfed Gargoyles to give a lower shield, but it seems that the shield's bigger than what it was, like in patch, 5 point something, like 5.3, etc. Like, look at that Gargoyle shield, it's huge. Yeah, here I'm gonna have to ult again. Xin Zhao is on me, I'm gonna root him down. Garen finishes him off with the execute. Here I'm just trying to lifesteal off the minions. You can see the Bloodthirster lifestealing is still really good, even though it did get, of course, nerfed by 2%. Just the same treatment for basically everybody now. Here I'm going to take the blue buff, just number 1 because I need mana, number 2 because I can lifesteal off it, number 3 because I can deny it from the enemy team. So just a win-win-win situation here. Lissandra goes in and she has no escape, so we're just going to get rid of her. Here I cleanse really late because I was kind of indecisive as to whether I wanted to fight or not. Shen ult comes in onto the Victor after the entire fight has ended by 3 seconds, so kind of a useless one there, but I do back, I pick up my IE, and here I decide to pick up QSS even though I already have cleansed. Why? Because there's just so much CC. Right, there is of course Xin Zhao and his knockup, there's Lissandra and her root and her ulti, the Jin root and Thresh is like entire kit, the box, the hook, the flay, everything. So here my team is just fighting without both their damage dealers. Victor and myself are not here at all, so I'm kind of not sure what my team is doing. They're kind of trolling here. Garen and Shen, sorry, are kind of getting run down. Shen of course already died, and here Lissandra kind of trolls as well. I'm not sure why she is running straight into us. Now Mordekaiser is running straight into us this time, gets ulted by Victor, gets rooted by me, and we are able to get him, put him down. And now we're gonna go on to picking up Baron. So of course we do Baron really quickly. I'm kind of repositioning myself because I want to go for the bot wave. After taking the Baron, it's becoming a huge wave there. Like so. Yeah, just look at all that gold. And I actually initially wanted to back here to buy item components, but my entire team didn't back, so I didn't want to desync myself from my team, so instead I'm just going to continue sticking around. I'm going to push in this wave. Of course, enemy team will respond to this, so I'm not going to go up with the wave. I'm just going to let them clear it under tower, and I'm going to rotate over to my team, maybe find a numbers advantage fight in the top lane. Of course, we do want to push the side lanes here. Now here, I get basically just chain CC. Again, really slow on the cleanse there. But here I'm just gonna ult. I'm really low, try not to get killed by the Jin ult. I'm just standing behind the huge bunch of enemies that are there. I'm sorry, not enemies, allies that are there, so I don't get hit by the 4th shot. I think 4th shot will kill me at this health, so that's not what we want, of course. Now here, me and Garen gonna take down the top lane inhib. Lissandra, yeah, don't think you want to go in on that one. And here, Mordekaiser does ult Victor, does get the kill onto Victor, but we are like 4v1ing the Mordekaiser after he comes out, so he ends up going down pretty easily. Here, I'm pinging to go for the last tower, but we do have Shen pinging to do the dragon, because this is going to be Infernal Soul for my team, and dragon's probably going to be relatively uncontested, so Garen is now pushing in the final wave. By final wave, I mean the wave for the last inhibitor tower that we didn't get. Of course, it's not really going to be possible for him to get it 1v5, so he wisely backs off. Meanwhile, myself and Shen are picking up the dragon. We pick up the Infernal Dragon Soul. I also pick up my entire Mole Reminder back in the base. And we have 100% crit now, and we're ready to kind of rock and roll. So you're just quickly picking up the red buff. Of course, now red buff goes to everybody, so there's no real detriment in quote-unquote stealing your jungler's buffs anymore, because everybody gets the buff. Here, once again, for some reason, my Shen and my Garen are just fighting. But they are taking all the enemy team's cooldowns though, so here you can see I'm able to just walk in pretty much and just auto-attack people down. I get a triple already. Here I was actually thinking Quadra or Penta might be possible. But unfortunately, Mordekaiser ends up ulting the Victor, and I'm not really able to do anything. Jhin flashes away. Mordekaiser does kill Victor and comes out of the ulti. I don't think Mordekaiser ulted me the whole game actually. And we're able to kill Mordekaiser, but we get rooted and we get killed by Jhin. Now, honestly, if we played that a little bit better, I could have ulted the Jhin auto attack. Jhin dies to Morgana, anyways, and the whole enemy team is dead. With the wave in the top lane, Morgana can just slowly auto attack the base and end the game. So I'm gonna leave you guys with the stats as usual. Thank you guys so much for watching the video, and goodbye.
Victory!